Hello everyone, it's Rabbi Chaitovsky here in my office at BMH-BJ in Denver, Colorado. Welcome to another video Dvar. This week, Torah portion is Vayetzei. And we are now in the thick of things, the unfolding of Jewish destiny. We're in the middle of the story of Yaakov Avinu, Jacob our forefather, the grandson of Abraham. And we know about Jewish life as it unfolds in the book of Exodus. We know that there are 12 tribes that need to happen, and Yaakov is now 84 years old. And none of those tribes have been born yet, and they're about to be born in this week's Torah portion. And it's a very unusual story. Yaakov meets his beloved Rachel, who happens to be the younger of two sisters, and he strikes a bargain with her father, the infamous Lavan, to work for 7 years and then marry Rachel. And that day comes, and Lavan remains silent. Yaakov has to go to him to remind him of the deal they made, and he says okay, and through manipulation, he substitutes Leah for Rachel at the wedding, and Yaakov wakes up to the wrong woman. As astonishing as that whole scenario is, Yaakov, of course, confronts his father-in-law in chapter 29 and says, Ma zot asita li? What have you done to me? Halo barachel avadati imach? Haven't I worked my required years as we agreed for her, for Rachel, for Rachel? Lama rimitani? Why have you deceived me? So Lavan says back to him very interesting words. Lo ye'asa kain bimkomenu. We do not do this here. Latet hatzi'ira, to give the younger, lifnei habechira, before, you fill in the word, before the what? Before the older, you're going to say. And that's what we might think, or Lavan is saying, we have a sense of order here. We can't allow a younger sister to get married first. Whatever the truth to that is, Lavan is saying there's an order here, and the younger one has to wait her turn. The problem is, that's not really what Lavan said. What Lavan said was calculated to get a rise out of Jacob, and was calculated to throw Jacob into a fit of anxiety. He pushed buttons by saying what he did, because what Lavan really said, and I deliberately mistranslated it, as you, I'm sure, did, perhaps unknowingly. Latet hatzi'ira, we do not give the younger, lifnei habechira, before the firstborn. When Jacob hears Lavan saying to him, we don't give the younger before the firstborn, all sorts of thoughts start going through Yaakov's head. He is being reminded in a very unsubtle way of his own life, where he wrested the blessing away from his older firstborn brother, where he bargained and successfully traded actually, for the birthright by giving his brother a pot of soup. And Yaakov, of all of our avot, is the one who constantly goes through a soul searching to figure out, am I Yaakov, the trickster, the deceitful one, or am I Israel, the one who wrestles for the purpose of promoting God's will here on earth? I wrestle with God. Jacob needs to figure out what he really is, and he already came to that conclusion. With God's blessing on the way to Beit El, he already knows that he is the next in line. He knows that Jewish history is going to unfold through him. And I don't know how confident he is, but he is sure of that idea that Jewish history is going to unfold in many different ways, some of which are going to be mysterious, but it's going to come through him. And Lavan throws him into disarray by reminding him, ostensibly, you don't have any respect for the order of things. You have usurped the position of Bechor, of firstborn, away from the person who should have gotten it. Now, Lavan probably knows that this is also how Jewish history was supposed to unfold, but he couldn't resist, for his own purposes, he couldn't resist reminding Yaakov of a less than stellar moment where Yaakov participated very reluctantly in his mother's scheme. The Torah makes it very clear that Yaakov was unsure that it would be successful. Rivka knew more than Yaakov did at that time and guaranteed its success, and this is how history has indeed played out. But Lavan reminds Yaakov in a horrible way and threatens to really undermine whatever steps towards that ultimate journey Yaakov has already taken. It's going to be taking 2 steps backwards, perhaps. And this is the relationship between Yaakov and Lavan. Lavan is historically a deceitful person, does not have a stellar reputation, in fact has a miserable reputation in our history. And Yaakov has a stellar reputation because he carefully considers each step along the way and is willing to play his role even when it makes himself or others perhaps a little uncomfortable. We can learn a lot from both of these people, positive and negative lessons. And our Torah portion and others like it, others subsequent to this, will be asking us to do just that, to learn important lessons, positive and negative, from what we read in our Torah portions. Shabbat Shalom, and I'll see you in Shul.